Told you once, I told you a dozen times, Pikachu. If you don't like my politics, then don't buy my book. Problem solved. Get your politics out of my comic books. Okay, that's a pop culture reference for us comic book fans, huh? Welcome back once again. It is time for the golden age of DC Comics, 365 days, where I take this beloved hardcover coffee table book given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends. This has been surfing my coffee table ever since and has been a constant source of comic book shop style conversations, the kind I wish to recreate today here with you. You are the most important ingredient in our recipe of our show. We've been talking about comic books all year long, and what are we using this book for? What is this show about? This is the golden age of DC Comics. This is a 2004 Abrams publication. This is a great book. I enjoy it. I've enjoyed it several times. I'm enjoying it this year in particular. And this is written and curated by Les Daniels, Chip Kidd, and Geoff Spear. There is a link in the description to the Amazon page where you could get your own copy. It will look great on your coffee table. It will. You can play along at home, and it makes a great gift for a geek. I know, especially with the holidays coming up, and gift-giving season, and Christmas. Christmas is coming. Well, at least it's breathing heavy. Oh, ha 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 ho ho ho. Hey, what did Santa say when he walked into the club last night? Ho, ho, ho. All right. Oh, that's a darn good cup of coffee. We are going to use this book for its intended purpose. We're going to open up to today's date, which is November the 30th, the last day of El Finale de Novembre. It had to come sooner or later. It says so in the calendar. We're going to look at some comic book art of an antediluvian age. We're going to read the blurb, then we're going to talk about comic books. And we're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. If you turn on those notifications, you too could probably eventually learn how to tell time. It's 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Eric said so. I'm just pulling your hair a bit. The golden age of DC Comics runs between 1938 and 1955. The silver age between 1955 and 1956 and 1970. We're going to get into a bit of that that middle ground between the silver and golden ages here today in our very episode. The Bronze Age. I'm a Bronze Age baby myself. Runs between 1970 and 1985. And the Copper Age begins in 1985. I get these definitions and standards of the ages from the glossary of the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide. This is a great resource to have, and I feel it's a fair place to have some standards when talking about the ages. I love talking about the ages of comic books. I want to speak more about that issue. Get it? Comic book issues. Ah, Sully, you and your puns. Oh, if I wasn't bald, you can call me Rapunzel. Oh. He does not write my jokes. I just got a little static for that. All right, let's open up to today's date. It's November the 30th. And here we are. Oh, cool. Nice art. Story by Bill Finger. Pencils by Dick Sprang. Inks by Charles Paris. This is from Batman, issue number 81. February of 1954, right near the end of the Golden Age and going into the Silver Age, where Batman wasn't, Batman had its own thing going on. So did Superman. Probably so did Superboy as well, until they aged him up a little bit. But the end of the Golden Age is coming. Specifically, the Silver Age starts with October 1956's showcase number 4 with the debut of the brand new designed and character Barry Allen, the Flash, a redesign of an IP that was laying fallow, and also the same fate awaited Green Lantern and Hawkman and the Atom. And and so begins the Silver Age of comic books. But this is most definitely from the end of the Golden Age. But Batman artist Dick Sprang worked on Batman throughout the Golden and most of the Silver Age, and pretty much maybe even when did the Bronze Age begins in 1970. So Dick Sprang is an authoritative source of Batman art in the Golden and Silver Ages, and especially what we know as Batman in the 50s. And these outrageous adventures. They started adding elements of science fiction. They created the Bat family. We're going to get to it. We're going to talk a bit more about Dick Sprang and his impact on Batman. And let's get to it. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're clobbering your problems and not being clobbered by them. Indeed. It's November the 30th. Batman got his start in the pages of Detective Comics, and his original writer, Bill Finger, was a devotee of the classic mystery format that had originated with Edgar Allan Poe. As a result, ingenious tales of detection were scattered throughout the Batman oeuvre. This one involves an infallible safecracker, a phony mind reader, and a red-headed news photographer, Vicky Vale. It's the Phantom Bandit. He cracked the vault of Gotham. He cracked the vault of the Gotham City Bank, and Robin says, "But it's supposed to be burglar proof." And dig that art. Do you remember the opening of Batman 66, the TV show? That's Dick Sprang art, and this is Dick Sprang art here. Who is Dick Sprang? Dick Sprang. I'm gonna what? What? I'm gonna read this from the wiki. This is true. Dick Sprang was born in Fremont, Ohio, and 1915. July 28, 1915, and he passed on May 10th of 2000 at the age of 84. And his notable works are Batman, World's Finest Comics. Dick Sprang worked on Batman, the Batman itself, the Batman feature title, not Detective. He worked a lot on Detective Comics, but Batman from 1943 until 1960. He worked on Detective Comics from 1944 until 1962. He also worked on World's Finest Comics, which between 1944 and 1963. And he was a DC artist of all things in between. He was definitely a DC stalwart when it came to illustrating. And the consistency in his vision of that look of Batman. And so we have Batman in the 60s. Anyway, this is before the oval, the Batman oval came about, and there is a book out there, a softcover book called Batman in the 50s, and this is where we have Batmite. This is where we have Kathy Kane, the first Batwoman, who got rebooted by Greg Rucka and J.H. Williams III, in the early 21st century, as the modern-day Batwoman that we know today. Kate Kane, ex-Marine, cousin of Bruce Wayne, because his mom was Martha Kane, who married Thomas Wayne. Hello. And but Kane is a reference to Bob Kane as well, the creator, along with Bill Finger. What we need are more fingers in our references going forward in our Batmans. Huh? How's about that? But we had Batmite, which was the fifth dimensional imp, the Mixtickleplick of Batman. There was Ace the Bat-Hound, and the dynamism of the Batmobile became really prevalent, and the Batmobile became its own character during this time as well. There's a trade that was released in 2004 called Batman in the 50s, and it really runs the gamut between 1950 and 1959. and its tails appear to be pretty evenly split, maybe like 60-40, like 40% Golden Age, 60% Silver Age. But there was no, we look at that as history, so we're judging this. But Batman was running the entire time, so there is no Silver Age, Golden Age differentiation. There is no sea change in Batman. There is no line in the strata of these rocks. When it comes to Batman, it was just being published. It was just, it kept going. I mean, the closest thing I can think of is how good Green Lantern was after the New 52. It just kept kind of built. It was so good, and coming out of Blackest Night, that in 2011, 2012, it would have been just insane to have started over again. It basically was a continuation of the pre-Flashpoint stories and characters, yet, under the auspice of the Flashpoint paradox and that big reboot in the New 52. But definitely, so the same thing happens here. It's just, there is no separation of the ages. There's just Batman getting really interesting, brightly colored, happy adventures, youthful, hijinks stuff. Joker is not a homicidal maniac. We have the Bat family, because there was a Batwoman had a Batgirl, and she had a huge crush on Robin. And then there was this on again, off again kind of love interest between Batman and Batwoman. And then there was Ace the Bat Hound, and Batmite, and you had Alfred, and you had Aunt Harriet as well. You had all these different. We had the creation of what we know today as the Bat family. It started with Batman. We had Alfred in the background too, and we have a Robin added a year after Batman arrived on the scene. But then in the 50s, maybe we would call this world building today. So this Bat universe, this Bat world, this Bat family started really cropping up. Then we would see the modern day Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, come around in 1967. And that was some corporate syzygy. They were introducing a new character into the Batman's TV show in season 3. And Yvonne Craig's Barbara Gordon, daughter of Commissioner Gordon, this is an example of retroactive continuity. We've always had Commissioner Gordon. Now he's had this daughter who's a librarian. But secretly, you get it. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. That's right. Tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here about comic books. We make regular content about cooking. Seriously, I'm going to up my game. I just got this for Black Friday as a Christmas present to myself. It's a GoPro 10 special bundle with everything, about $350 or so. It's got a tripod stand. It's got a clip stand as well. And also I got a noggin strap, literally a strap for my head. It's like a hat without a brim, and it's got an attachment where I can put the GoPro so I can make better cooking videos. And so I'm going to try to do better cooking videos. I want, maybe that's like your plate in a proper portion. You want quality over quantity. I love doing my cooking videos on my iPhone. I really do. It's an iPhone 10, iPhone X Max, XS. It's a wonderful phone, but it's getting older. There's only so much you can do with iMovie, and there's only so much you can do with a really nice webcam at home. You know what I mean? I'm very blessed to have gotten some great advices about this, but I wanted to do a little bit more, and so I'm looking to add to some content. And this is a nice second camera. Also, I got a Blue Yeti with an arm to it, a boom arm. I could actually clip the GoPro on my Blue Yeti arm and use it as, I have a table to my right hand here. This is where I keep my coffee and where I keep the books. I could make a second camera there and do overheads of whatever I'm going to be bagging and boarding next year. And I'm really impressed. It's got a tripod. It's got a spare battery. I'll find out all about the SD card. I got a spare SD card in my Nikon camera. I know it's not being used, so I know it's going to need something like that. But it's a nice kit. I mean, and it's really comprehensive. And this thing is user friendly, and it's not. And it was on sale. It was a great Black Friday bundle. It was my Black Friday gift to myself. A second camera for the station. Yeah, and going forward. And I'm thinking about 2023 and the content I'll be making and the content we'll be enjoying together. Awesome. Thank you so very much. Like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We're growing. Woohoo! Yes, indeed. You have a great day. Namaste. Good luck. God bless. And we will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.